What if I told you that the Bible itself describes a sea creature so terrifying that even God did not dare to fully control it? A colossal entity with power enough to set the air ablaze with its breath, and a body covered in scales as impenetrable as the strongest metal. This sea beast not only exhales fire, but its sharp teeth spread terror wherever it goes, and perhaps, just perhaps, it still exists, hidden in the darkest depths of the ocean. The very Bible, you know, filled with teachings of faith and morality, holds within its accounts secrets so disturbing that many prefer not to mention them. Today we will unravel the 8 greatest mysteries that the Bible presents to us, enigmas that defy our understanding and that, over the centuries, continue to leave more questions than answers. The first of these mysteries lies in the mysterious, ancient, and treacherous waters of the ocean, which have guarded unfathomable secrets for millennia. From the earliest eras, sailors and explorers returned with stories of gigantic monsters emerging from the abyss, beings so powerful they could tear a ship apart with a single motion, as if it were made of straw. These stories, far from being mere legends or exaggerations of superstitious sailors, echo in the pages of the Bible itself. And God's own word describes, in more than 30 verses, a sea monster of incomprehensible size and terror. The creature is depicted not merely as immense, but as something whose very essence inspires awe, even in God, who, despite all his power, did not dare to completely dominate it. According to the sacred text, this creature's breath ignites coals, and flames shoot from its mouth like a sea dragon from the depths. A prehistoric reptile of titanic proportions, its scales shine with the hardness of the strongest metal, glinting in the dark waters. Ancient stories speak of a monstrous being, whose eyes, glowing like lakes of fire, dominate the surrounding waters. In 1883, fishermen off the coast of Norway reported seeing, on a foggy morning, an enormous creature rising from the sea, its flaming eyes fixed on the observer, creating a terrifying vision that remains unexplained to this day. More than half a century later, in 1952, a US Navy submarine detected an anomaly in the depths of the Pacific Ocean on its sonar, something so large and strange that it could not be identified. The incident report was kept secret for decades and was only revealed to the public in 2007, with no official explanation for the phenomenon. The mystery persists. When addressing Job, God speaks of this creature reverently, acknowledging its strength and sovereignty. No one on earth is its equal. It was made without fear. It looks down on all that is proud. It is king over all the sons of pride, the text says. But who are these sons of pride? Many scholars ponder these words and suggest that this monster could be an allegory for evil, a symbolic representation of Satan himself. Others, however, believe it was a literal creature, a colossal sea being, perhaps a remnant of a prehistoric era, surviving into biblical times. There are even records of an ancient 11th century Hebrew manuscript found in a synagogue in Aleppo, Syria, which mentions encounters with beings similar to Leviathan in the Mediterranean Sea. Although the word Leviathan is often associated with sea creatures, what these entities truly were has never been satisfactorily explained. And while archaeologists and explorers continue their searches in the depths of history, an even more disturbing mystery lurks in the Bible's opening pages, the mark of Cain. Everyone knows the story of Cain and Abel, the first murder in human history, where Cain, consumed by jealousy, kills his brother Abel. After the crime, God curses Cain and condemns him to wander the earth without rest. But an ancient Jewish tradition, recorded in the Midrash, reveals a chilling detail. According to this tradition, God placed a special mark on Cain, one of his own divine names, which made him untouchable, immune to any attempt at harm or murder. Cain, now marked, would become immortal, condemned to roam the earth eternally, unable to be wounded. Remarkably, in the late 19th century, a British explorer documented reports from isolated Himalayan tribes that spoke of an immortal man, a being who reappeared in each generation with the same appearance, a man with a mysterious mark on his face. For these tribes, this man was both sacred and cursed, a figure woven into local folklore. They offered him food and gifts in the mountains, hoping to gain his favor and protection. From time to time, travelers reported encounters with this man, who seemingly never aged, a being condemned to wander through generations, witnessing the changing world around him. And what if these encounters were not mere coincidences? What if this man were, in fact, Cain, still roaming the earth, marked by the curse God placed upon him? Imagine for a moment, what if Cain still walked among us? If he, immortal and untouchable, were here, silently observing the descendants of his line, witnessing what humanity has become since the days of his curse? Could these encounters with an immortal figure, marked by God's sign, be a reflection of a curse that transcends time? The mystery surrounding Cain and his mark continues to challenge human understanding. What is the true meaning of this mark, and what does it truly represent? To this day, scholars, theologians, and curious minds strive to decipher this enigma, a mark left by God that still evokes both fascination and unease. While Leviathan remains hidden in the abyssal depths of the oceans, and the fate of Cain continues to be shrouded in mystery, there is another enigma that seems to lie within reach of humanity, yet whose true nature remains concealed. A number that has haunted humanity for more than 2 millennia, inspiring both fear and fascination, capable of sending chills down anyone's spine. And perhaps, at this very moment, you are closer to this mystery than you realize. 3 numbers that provoke immediate discomfort, marked by an unmistakable shiver: 666. Mentioned only once in the entire Bible, in the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 18. This number has become the symbol of ultimate evil in Western culture. Here is wisdom. Let the one who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. Its number is 666. This single passage has sparked centuries of speculation, conspiracy theories, and genuine fear that has spread across generations. At the time Revelation was written, numbers were not just numbers. They also represented letters, a system called gematria by the Hebrews and isopsephy by the Greeks. This led many scholars to believe that the number 666 was a code, a disguise for the name of some emperor or oppressive ruler, someone whose reign would bring immense suffering. Others still believe the number refers to a future economic system, a global regime where no one could buy or sell without being marked with this number, symbolizing worldwide tyranny. However, a fascinating story emerges from a 16th century Jewish mystic who lived in isolation in the Galilean mountains. This man, who spent his days in meditation and deep study, claimed to have deciphered the code of the number 666. According to him, the number did not refer to a person or a political system, but to something far deeper, a cosmic event that would transform reality itself as we know it. This manuscript, discovered years after his death, was partially charred, and the final pages, which supposedly explained the entire event, had been destroyed by fire. What was truly revealed in that manuscript, and what if the secret it contained has yet to be unveiled, guiding humanity to comprehend something beyond our understanding? While the meaning of 666 remains veiled in mystery, there is another equally fascinating enigma in the book of Revelation, a mystery that leads us to a book sealed with 7 seals. But what lies within this highly significant book? Why is its content so important that it made an apostle weep at the thought it might remain sealed forever? Many believe this book is the Book of Life, containing the names of the saved, the chosen, who will inherit salvation. Others suggest it represents the deed to the earth, lost when Adam sinned, and now to be redeemed by Christ. Yet, before the full meaning of this book could be revealed, the apostle studying its pages died under mysterious circumstances, and the fragments of his study vanished without a trace. And what if the final seal is about to be broken, revealing visions even more extraordinary, perhaps even more unsettling than those that shook the ancient prophets? One of the most intriguing mysteries comes from the prophet Ezekiel, who, in his vision, describes 4 living creatures, each with 4 faces: a lion, an ox, a man, and an eagle human face. These multi-faced beings have been interpreted in numerous ways over the centuries. Some suggest they represent aliens, or perhaps beings wearing advanced suits, something the human mind cannot yet fully comprehend. Others hold the traditional view that Ezekiel's description is a symbolic representation of God's glory, conveyed through imagery that humanity could understand, albeit slowly and imperfectly. The 4 faces could symbolize the diverse aspects of the divine nature, while the wheels accompanying the creatures might be a metaphor for God's omnipresence and omniscience. The biblical text also mentions other living creatures that had hair like women, teeth like lions, armor of iron, and wings that made a sound like many horses running into battle. Most terrifying of all, these creatures, with their immense power, were described as tormenting humanity for 5 months, causing pain so intense that men would seek death, but not find it. Yet they could not harm vegetation or anyone bearing God's seal on their foreheads. Could these beings be a metaphor for advanced military weaponry, a devastating pandemic, or perhaps a wave of psychological torture induced by technologies still unknown? In 2003, during excavations in the Qumran caves, where the famous Dead Sea Scrolls were found, archaeologists discovered fragments of a drawing that seemed to depict the same creatures described by Ezekiel. This discovery raises even more questions about what the prophet truly saw and whether these visions could be more than symbolic, more than mere representations of divine glory. Could these creatures refer to something real, something still not understood by science or history? As we contemplate these terrifying visions of creatures that seem to defy the limits of our understanding, an even more astonishing figure awaits our attention, a being of colossal proportions, whose feet rest upon the sea and the land, a presence so vast that its magnitude transcends all known reality. Its voice echoes like the roar of a lion, making the heavens themselves tremble, and when it bellows, the sound is so powerful that it reverberates deep into the hearts of humans. This being, this angel of unparalleled strength, then makes its voice resound, resembling the roar of a lion, and in response, 7 thunders speak with their own voices, breaking the silence of the cosmos with their intensity. But what happens next is even more enigmatic. John, the apostle, who witnesses this celestial event of immense proportions, prepares to write down what these thunders have proclaimed. Yet, at the very moment he is about to record the words, a voice from heaven stops him, saying, "Seal up what the 7 thunders have said, and do not write it." What could be so crucial, so powerful, that it must be spoken by cosmic thunders, yet so sacred or dangerous that it must remain sealed? What did the words of these thunders contain that, if revealed, could provoke an impact beyond imagination? Some scholars suggest the thunders may have pronounced divine judgments, too terrible to be shared with humanity. Others believe the thunders could contain profound knowledge, something humanity is not yet ready to comprehend, something beyond our current capacity for perception. The mystery surrounding these sealed words remains one of the Bible's most intricate, leaving us in a state of constant questioning, awaiting the day when the truth behind these thunders may finally be revealed. Then, the angel, still with his immense presence, raises his hand to heaven and makes a solemn oath declaring, "There shall be no more delay." But who or what is this colossal angel? Some theologians believe he could be a manifestation of Christ himself, appearing in angelic form due to similarities with the description of Jesus in the first chapter of Revelation. Others see him as an archangel of immense power, perhaps Michael or Gabriel, carrying out a specific mission in the final events of human history as the end of all things approaches. A less orthodox theory, proposed by a theoretical physicist in 2015, offers an even more intriguing idea. What if this colossal angel represents a multidimensional entity, a being that exists simultaneously in dimensions beyond the 3 we perceive, and that, because of its presence in those dimensions, can manifest with a size that seems impossible within our limited physical reality? The theory made physicists question the very nature of the universe and challenged them to look beyond the boundaries of what they believed to be possible. And if there exists another artifact, not a creature, but an object with even greater power, capable of changing the course of human history, with a mystery as profound as creation itself. The Ark of the Covenant is one of the most revered and enigmatic artifacts in biblical history, described as a wooden chest overlaid with gold, containing the commandments given to Moses. It was not merely a sacred object, but the tangible representation of divine presence over the people of Israel. But what became of it after its appearances in the Bible? The last mention of the Ark occurs during the reign of Josiah in the 7th century BC. After that, it mysteriously disappears from the scriptures. Many speculate that the Ark was taken by Babylonian soldiers during the destruction of Jerusalem, but records are unclear. Others believe it was hidden by priests under divine orders to protect it from desecration. The question that remains unanswered is, where is the Ark today? Over the centuries, various theories have emerged. One of the most intriguing points to Ethiopia, where, according to some legends, the Ark was carried by a son of King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba. In the city of Axum, a temple claims to house the Ark, but no one has ever been allowed to confirm it, keeping the mystery completely intact. Others believe the Ark was taken to Egypt, or even to the interior of Mount Nebo, where Moses died. Some bolder speculations suggest it was hidden in the Qumran caves, where the Dead Sea Scrolls were found, or even taken by celestial forces. What makes the disappearance of the Ark even more mysterious is the power it seemed to possess. During its presence in battles, the Ark guaranteed Israel's victory, like when the Israelites carried it into battle against the Philistines, or when it caused the walls of Jericho to collapse. These supernatural feats reinforce the idea that the Ark was not merely a physical object, but a symbol of divine intervention itself. The mystery of the Ark of the Covenant makes us ask, what does it truly represent? Could the Ark be hiding a power so immense that, if found today, it could change the course of history? To this day, the secret of its whereabouts remains untouched, guarded in the shadows of time, challenging our understanding of the divine and the unknown. Studying these 8 great biblical mysteries, the Leviathan in the depths, the mark of Cain, the enigmatic number 666, the book sealed with 7 seals, Ezekiel's vision of the wheels and living creatures, the demonic locusts, the colossal angel, and now, the Ark of the Covenant, leaves us with more questions than answers. Each of these enigmas opens doors to realities beyond our comprehension, revealing a vast unknown all around us, something beyond all that we can see or understand. As Isaiah 55:8-9 says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts higher than your thoughts." These mysteries remind us that true understanding lies beyond our capacity. We are merely observers in a universe that holds more secrets than we can imagine. Each enigma, whether it is the Leviathan in the depths, the number 666, or the immense power of the Ark of the Covenant, challenges us to accept that the divine plan transcends human reason. No matter how much we seek answers, there is a greater force guiding the destiny of the world beyond our comprehension. And so, we are left to ask, how far are we willing to go to understand these hidden secrets? To what extent will the mystery be revealed, or will it remain guarded in the layers of time, beyond our ability to grasp? What we do know is that as long as these mysteries exist, the search for truth will continue, leading us ever beyond what we can reach. No matter how hard we try to understand, many of these mysteries remain unreachable, preserved in layers of divine wisdom. And when faced with this vastness, the only thing we can do is trust in what we cannot see and in the answers yet to come, in God's timing. If you feel the divine peace resting upon you, even in the face of the unknown, comment now. In God, the mystery is revealed, and strengthen your faith in the power that transcends all that we can comprehend. See you soon.